there, Dr. Terry Levine here from Heartrepreneur. You know, while we're all trying to make more money, we should also be trying to spend less money, and I have an amazing way to do that. I'm going to teach you today in this short video 7 ways that you can actually negotiate a better price, and I really do mean that, on anything. On absolutely anything. So, you know, there's certain places where you're almost expected to negotiate: car dealers, flea markets, you know, rummage sales, that sort of thing. It's kind of built in. I bet you didn't know that you can negotiate a lower price on almost anything, okay? So let me tell you how I do it. I'm giving you the secret sauce. You figure out the details. You do your homework and you ask 4 questions. Write these down. These are powerful questions and they work. I've negotiated so many great things. 1, what's the usual asking price? 2, why are you selling this? 3, what is the cost? What is the seller cost? And 4, what are other people selling this for? Then, once you understand this, do your homework, ask those 4 questions. When you want to negotiate, this kind of knowledge is incredibly powerful. So here's where I find the vulnerabilities and see whether or not prices are negotiable. First of all, make them speak first. When you are about to negotiate, don't say anything until you get their asking price. It might be that the figure in your head is actually higher than the number in theirs. And once you have the number, now you have something to work with, right? To make a counter offer. Number 2, bid low. I mean, really low. Don't look for a middle ground when making a counter offer. Go a lot lower than you think you want to pay. The natural inclination is for the next person to make an offer that's a number between the 2 offered. So by calculating this carefully, you wind up paying either what you were hoping for, or if you're fortunate, even less than you initially thought you would. Couple of more tips. Figure out the limits. Did you do your homework, those 4 questions? If so, you have an idea on just how low the other person can really go. And of course, don't expect them to drop below cost no matter what, right? I'm going to give you this one now. Shush up, really, I mean that. Silence is a powerful negotiating tool. When you don't respond immediately to an offer, the other person generally gets a little nervous and they start talking to fill up space. And in my experience, very often they make concessions. Next, add some add-ons. What do I mean by that? So if I'm actually not happy with the final price, I ask, is there anything else they could throw in for free to sweeten the deal? That's how I bought my hot tub years ago. They couldn't go lower, they wouldn't negotiate. However, I got all kinds of things thrown in, some things that would have cost me over $900. So you'd be amazed at the extras you can pick up. And then finally, leave. No one wants to lose the sale. The moment you say no thank you or you start heading for the door, the other person gets a little concerned. I have had people call me back. In fact, that's how I bought my car a year ago. They said absolutely no. I got my other car and I drove away, and 2 days later they called me back, right? So I really want to be clear with this. Use caution. If you're going to leave or going to say no, mean it. All right? There's no going back once you employ the tactic unless they contact you. Overall, it's not that difficult to get what you want from someone else. Just kind of stand your ground and don't take things personally if you can't get it the way you want it. All right, watch this short video and make sure you put these tips into place. Bye now.
7 ways to negotiate a lower price on anything. There are certain places where you're almost expected to negotiate. No one goes into a car dealership expecting to pay the sticker price. Places like flea markets and rummage sales actually price things with the idea of negotiating built in. But did you know you can negotiate a lower price on almost anything? Read on to find out how. Figure out the details. When doing your homework, ask these 4 questions. What's the usual asking price? Why is this person selling? What is the seller cost? What are other people selling this for? When you want to negotiate, having this kind of knowledge is power. Here's where you find the vulnerabilities and figure out just how hard you can push. Make them speak first. When you're ready to negotiate, don't say anything until you get their asking price. It might be the figure in your head is higher than the number in theirs. Once you have this number, you now have something to work with as you make your counteroffer. Bid low, really low. Don't look for the middle ground when making your counteroffer. Go much lower than you think you want to pay. The natural inclination is for the next person to make an offer by deciding a number between the two offered. By calculating this carefully, you'll wind up paying either what you were hoping for, or, if you're fortunate, even less than you initially thought you would. Figure out the limits. Did you do your homework? If so, you probably already have an idea on just how low the other person can go. They typically can't drop below cost, no matter what. Shut up. Consider using silence as a negotiation tool. When you don't respond immediately to their offer, the other person will generally get a little nervous. They might start talking to fill up space. They might also begin making concessions. Add some add-ons. Still not happy with the final price? See what else they can throw in for free to sweeten the deal. You'll be amazed at the extras you can pick up. Leave. No one wants to lose a sale. The moment you start heading for the door, the other person starts to worry. They might call you back to give you what you want after all. Use caution, however, as you have to mean it when you leave. There's no going back once you employ this tactic. Overall, it's not hard to get what you want from someone else, provided you're willing to stand your ground and play a little hardball. Keep in mind, though, this kind of negotiation should also be fun. Looking at things as a game will help you to keep your perspective and not take it personally if things don't wind up going your way.